So this is the Anypoint platform, as I was mentioning. So it holds all the core features and of the Mule. Like if you come here, you will see Design Center, which we were talking about. Like what is Design Center? What is Exchange? Then we have Access Management. We have API Manager. We have Runtime Manager. We have Visualizer. We have Monitoring. So everything is in a single place. So this is designed just to like help developers and all the stakeholders to get things in a single place. So we'll start with Design Center, as this is a place where you will land up when you start designing an API. So once you come to the Design Center, it shows you all the projects which you are already working on. And then it asks you if you want to create new thing. So we have different uh, things which we can create here. We can create a new API spec, which I was mentioning at that time, that what is that API spec, that YAML code writing. We have new fragments. So fragments are just pieces of codes like which can be reusable in other projects. So we can create fragments here. We can new Mule app. This is a complete Mule app which you can design. So as we had designed a Hello World project yesterday, so we can design the same kind of project in this web application also. And then we can design an async API. So we'll cover async API also later in the at the end of the modules. So it gives you an all opportunity to design everything in one place. You don't have to go anywhere. So once you design it, I'll just show you how it looks. Now, if you want to go to a new API spec, so you have to just give your title of the project. And this is what I was talking about, YAML 1.0. So this is we are using as a specification language right now. You can use other languages also. I believe there is a few more in the internet, but as MuleSoft suggests, we should use the YAML 1.0, and we just have to go create API spec. So this is a window which will come, and this is where we will just define our APIs, that which method it should follow. It should follow a REST method, HTTP method, GET method, POST method, what kind of method it should follow. Everything we will be deciding here. So we have all this options like what is the data type, what is the base URI, how it is secured. Like we can even secure our API specs also, that it should secure by some Okta thing or client ID or secret. We can, everything can be done here. So once you design your YAML, then you can publish it, and then you can publish it to Exchange also from here. We have the documentation section here, and this is a mocking service which we can use. So if you complete your API specification, then just go to mocking services. You'll get the option to mock your API spec, and then you can get that URL and can interact with the API. So this is API designer. We will have to cover like 2-3 hours of designing and making the API spec. So in all the projects which I have worked on in my recently, so they are using API specs in all the projects, like 95 to 96% of the projects. So without API spec, even if you built an application in Anypoint Studio, they will ask you to do it in Design Center also, because this is how MuleSoft is suggesting to go forward. So it's the best practice to do a design spec. So next is we have seen that new fragment, new API spec. This is a new Mule app where you'll get end-to-end Mule application, which we created like yesterday. The Hello World application, you can again check here. Let me just log in again. Yeah, so if I open this application, so it is taking time. Let me check the other application once. So generally, developers will not be doing a full-fledged project in Design Center. They will just create an API spec, and they will create the actual project in Anypoint Studio, which we will have to install that. Anypoint Studio and Anypoint Platform is different. This is the Anypoint Platform, and this is the Anypoint Studio. So this IDE is the Anypoint Studio, where we will be actually implementing all the projects. We have that option to do it here also. If you can see, I'm using the same HTTP connector, and this is an API which I get flights. This is transform, and this is logger. So we can do the same thing here also, but it is recommended and to do it in Anypoint Studio because it provides us with more wide options. So most of the projects you will be creating in Anypoint Studio itself. So we've completed the design center part. We have now we'll be going to first when you created the design, then we will move to runtime manager. So this is the place where after creating your application, you will be hosting the application. So this is runtime manager, and it gives you everything from load balancing to VPC to just open this application and check. So how application looks like. So if you see this application, we will get all the details about logs, about queues, everything we'll get up to last 30 days. And coming to this window, so this is our application. This is the jar file which is generated after the Anypoint Studio, and we will just upload the jar file here. So there can be a number of ways to deploy your application. First, you can directly come and create an application here, or you can go through the CI/CD processes, which is most of the companies now using. So you have to just give the runtime version 4.3 or 4.4. So it is running on 4.3, but as it is a free account, so we don't have the latest version. So the latest version which enterprises are using right now is 4.4. And it has many differences from 4.3, like it. And then we have the worker size. So this is just the vCores, like on which instance our application is deploying, and the workers. So I was talking about horizontally and vertically scaling our application. So suppose if you're getting, if you've created a site and initial days, it's a lot of traffic is not coming, and suddenly you are expecting a huge number of traffic in the coming weeks. So we can directly scale our application just by increasing the worker size to one, like more cores, and increasing the workers, like 2 workers or 3 workers. So workers are basically instances. So this runtime manager is the cloud hub is everything is generally hosted in AWS environment. So if you are aware of AWS environments, so they have that EC2 instance. It's basically an virtual machine which is running, and it will have its own vCores and the memory associated to it. So we can just increase it directly on the go. And once we increase it, we just have to stop the application and redeploy it. So within minutes, our applications will be scaled up. So this is about runtime manager. Coming to, so once your application is deployed, you will basically come to API manager. So it's making sense, right? We create our application in design center, then we host our application in runtime manager. Then after that, we will come back to API manager, where we will secure our application. We will make a proxy over the application. So these kind of things will perform in Anypoint Platform Manager. So this is an API already published here. You just open it, so you get all the details about it. Like if you see the policies, you can add policies, different kind of policies you can add here. So we have rate limiting, SLA based, spike control policy, HTTP caching policy. So we have all these policies already deployed, JWT validation, IP block list. So you can make use of these policies, and you can also browse by category and check what kind of policy your application needs. So this is about API manager. We will come to monitoring now. So once our application is deployed and everything is done, we'll come to monitoring. So I haven't deployed any applications here in yet. So that's why I'm not able to see the custom monitoring. So, but yeah, you can see all the different kinds of, you see the graph and everything visual in a visual way. So you can know that what your application is actually going through. So this completes the tour of Anypoint Platform. We'll come back to the slides. So we have explored the Anypoint Platform. So we have checked the API manager, runtime manager, design center. Yes, and we missed the exchange part. So we will see, we'll be exploring Anypoint Exchange. Then we will just check the REST APIs, which are already there in Exchange. So we'll go back to Anypoint Platform. So once everything is there, we can publish our application to Exchange, which is basically like a Play Store and App Store, as I was saying. So this is Anypoint Exchange. And if you see, there are sections that training master. So it is showing the view of my like enterprise, like what I have designed. So I've designed only American Flights API right now. So that is why it is showing only one API here. If I go to provided by MuleSoft, you will see n number of connectors. There are so many connectors: FPS connector, HTTP connector, file connector, all the applications database connector is provided by MuleSoft. So you can just write anything and you can check that application connector, how it works and how it performs. So if you go to Salesforce, we will have many Salesforce connectors. So Mule 3 connector is also provided, and Mule 4 is there. Also, you can just check here, like what exactly you want. You want templates, you want policies, you want to download REST APIs or async APIs. It is all categorized and put in a very neat and clean manner. So we'll be creating REST APIs in our sessions. So we'll just explore one REST API. Let's check the training American is present or not. So this is a training American Flights API. So this basically was built for training of MuleSoft. So we'll just explore like what actually it is having here. So as we can see, we have this endpoints where we have a flight endpoint and we can get the flights, we can post the flights. We have the ID where we can give the ID of the flight and get the specific flight. We can delete a specific flight. We can update in a specific flight. So if you come here, you will get all the details. You have the summary section. So this is how your it will look when you publish your API to Exchange. This is how it will look. So this is a new like UI. There was a when the back section was an old UI. This is the new UI which MuleSoft has updated. So it is more clean and it gives you everything like how many resources are there, how many methods you are using, these kind of things. And you also get the documentation part here. Then when it was done, what is the version, and many things over here. So this completes the Exchange part of it. And yes, you will be using Exchange in like most of the times. You'll be either developing a project or you will be getting it from Exchange, few connectors or modules.